head now, so it's not going to be good. Yeah, I'm like,
Welcome everybody to OP Digital Blueprint. Obviously, you can see we're already having a giggle, which is what it's all about. And I'd like to welcome our esteemed guest today, Robin Noble, and Marty DeGamo has joined us. So, Colin, say hi, and then let the others kind of say hi as well.
Hello, everyone. Today is Tuesday. We are all fired up. Thank you, Andy.
Robin, say hi.
Hi, everyone. It's wonderful to be here with Andy and Collins. Such incredible gentlemen. Marty, always a joy to be with you. The conversations are going to take off today in all directions. So hang on, everyone. We're about to go all over the place.
Exactly. Hold on to your hat. Say hi, Marty.
I had to mute the other channel because I could hear everybody twice. Yeah, hello, everybody. Look, I love being here. I believe more people should come to this channel. If anything, if we get more and more people to come, because there's a lot of people talking in OnPassive that don't always tell what they need to tell. So anyway, yeah, I'm ready to go, man, when you guys are.
And exactly. So today what we want to really do is give those that aren't part of OnPassive an idea as to what's so special about OnPassive, what's different about us, how you can build a business, how your business can benefit from OnPassive. So guys in the chat, feel free to ask any questions you would like to. But Marty, start us off. Where do you see us, and what makes OnPassive so different?
Okay, beautiful. Let me go back a little bit, about 20 years actually, and I'll try to round this up real quick. I did bring this up earlier, but you can never say this enough for people that are watching. This is mainly geared to people that are watching that may not be in OnPassive yet. You could be a couple months from now, it could be a year from now. It doesn't matter. The truth is the truth. I started back in 2004, got on, needed to make extra money. I was wound up on disability, and I said, I see people are making money online. I said, if they can do it, I could probably do it too. Obviously, after I got in and realized easier said than done, everybody any business or shiny object I jumped into, pretty much the same theme, do this, follow me, and you'll be successful. And I did everything I thought I was supposed to do, but every time I flipped over a rock, I found that there's something else I didn't know. And even when you get to that jigsaw puzzle of trying to figure out this online business thing, it got to the ugly truth is at the end, even if you can get traffic, and you're going to hear about traffic, and if you've been online more than a month, you realize it's a big deal to get traffic to come see what you're selling or what you're sharing. So, and you can go out and buy solo ads. You can go to SafeList. You can go to all these different places, and people give you big deals on names and emails. The fact is, I'll say fact when I know it's fact, that's all garbage. You're paying for regurgitated names and emails, and by the time you get to that person and maybe you call them, they would rather you not be alive, okay? Because they've been called by hundreds of people. It's just a racket. Now, on top of that, if you don't know how to market, now you've got where you're inviting friends and family in, because that's the first list you know. You invite them in, and the race now is, can you make enough to pay for that auto ship? They all have an auto ship. So you're going to make another payment in 30 days. Now, remember, you got in this so-called business to make money. You're behind the eight ball now. You're paid to get in. Usually they have you buy a kit, anywhere from $200 to $500. They send it home with you, and it's a box of glossy stuff. I don't know what you're supposed to do with it. It doesn't help you do anything, but you got the kit and got a few products. Well, what happens is they have this thing where they motivate you, fake it till you make it, get 50 no's and all that. Listen, that's a racket. And I'm going to round it off really quick. A few years go by, probably 8 years from me before I got to where I could market and I could be this miniature guru, whatever you want to call it. And then it got really ugly. Then I realized I'm being the deceiver, not on purpose. I wanted to bring people with me and I would tell them, well, let me help you. How many people can duplicate what you're doing? 10, 15? Then what happens? That's not enough to make an income for anybody. I'll make the most and I'll going down the line and make less and less and less. And I'm not making enough because I'm trying to concentrate on getting people to that level, and it does not work. That's why numbers don't lie. About 1.5% to 2% of the people online make money, and they are working their brains out to do that. Because I found out something that's really sad about MLM, dropship, email marketing. Guru means you can bring people in quicker than they quit. And that to me is not a very good business model when you take 98% of the people pay for the business and 2% make commissions. It's just something wrong with those numbers, and it just doesn't sound like a very good business plan. Now, obviously, I did this for years, about 15, and I said, man, there's got to be a better way. This doesn't make sense that everybody's going against this big, and they just keep opening up. You know, even when you got where you're, like for me, I would brand whatever business it was. I would build a system, I'd brand that business. And what happened was, on top of not being able to help people truly, you try, but you can't. The business that you're promoting disappears. So now you've got this branding monster, or what you might call a monster. It's a monster to you. The company's gone. People say, well, I'll just move on to a new one. All my branding and everything had to do with that company. So now a new company, I'm looking for something else real quick. Now my friends and family are not so much friends, and the family's hiding from me. Now listen, this happens to everybody. So don't feel bad when you say, oh, I got, I ripped off my, no, it's the way it is. It's not your fault. So when I got to where I could market with, and I grouped up with a couple of people, I believe in having teams with people. I teamed up with Mike Ellis and Dan Street, and we all brought something different to the table, and we could market. We could build a team. Still, that ugly thing would have come up and say, yes, but can you help Fred and John and Mary and Larry and Harry? Can you help them get where you are? Because you're only as successful as the team you bring in, unless, of course, you can bring in people faster than they quit. And that's just creepy. So back about 5 years ago this Friday, to be exact, I found out about this business that we're all in. And a simple question. I asked questions of the gentleman, and the person I signed up with was because I trusted him, flat out. Because online, it's very hard to find someone you could trust. Signed up, I asked simple questions. Can anybody do this? Yes. Do you need an auto? Is there an auto ship? No. I don't want people to work like mad and they're already falling behind every month because they have to pay. I said, no auto ship? No. Can anybody do it? Yes. What's the limitation on what you can make? It's unlimited. Are they making widgets and gadgets or something? I gotta try to sell something that nobody's ever seen. No. These products are already out there. We're just gonna make them better. Okay. I'm in. He said it was $97, and that was to be an early bird special. They called it Founders at the time, but I jumped in. Told my business partners we got in. And I want to tell you something before we get into detail, because we have other people here that'll cover this better than me. It's the only business from day one that when I got in, I've got all the eyes open all around me because I'm waiting for something to fall apart. Is it going to fail in 90 days? Did they lie about what I thought it was? If I bring this into people, do I have to worry about them mistreated? Really, no joke. And I can honestly say from day one, it got better every day than the day I got in. And this company is actually went into something totally bigger than I thought. It could handle anybody. So, like I said, been here 5 years. They're in the process of starting to sell products. And what I want to say is, and I'm going to start this and people can finish it. If you're out there and you've been in MLM any amount of time or whatever, and you're tired of getting ripped off, and listen, I don't have to talk to you. I don't even have to know what MLM you're in. You're getting ripped off. You're not happy with what you're doing. It's just, I've been in all of them. This company, if you come in, you don't need any special skills. The traffic is not going to be a problem. So get that out of your head. You don't have to call your mom and dad and your cousins and tell them you got to join me. I got the next best thing since sliced bread. You don't have to make phone calls. You don't have to do any of that nonsense. The company was designed by a master distributor who has made millions online, and he didn't like exactly what I just mentioned, but he was in a much bigger scale. He said, how do I, he jumped around trying to find just like everybody else. And finally he said, his name is Mr. Mufara. He said, the only way this is going to work is I build it myself. And that's what he did. And he built it with in mind of a lot of people like me, the two gentlemen here, Robin that's on here, with I have to set it up so it's an even playing field. There's single parents, there's somebody that's working 2 or 3 jobs. You can come into this business and they will, if you're in it, you win it. It's no joke. Now all you're asked to do is stay plugged in. Know what's going on. We have meetings all the time. There's webinars with everybody. But what I love about the company is instead of numbers, I have X amount of people. You know each other. You're building a relationship. The relationship in this company, I've met people like everybody here that I would have never met anywhere else. Anywhere else. And the company was built with heart. And what I mean by that is the CEO, I made it a point to meet him because I said, look, I've done this too many times. I don't want to invite somebody in and this thing falls apart because I was ready to quit. Now, when I met this gentleman, he was not what I thought he was. He was a lot more and doing something that I thought, who in their right mind would do this? No joke. It's a big thing to take on. He took it on, and boy, did he take it on. And he surrounded himself with the best, hiring PhDs in AI and IT, surrounding the company, doing all the marketing for us. And anybody watching this, doing it for us. And let me tell you the size of this business. If you are in an MLM right now, and you love the product that you're doing, but you can't market, you don't have traffic, you don't have the tools, you got a rusty, nasty web page, all of that is covered here. You could take your business, and I believe many businesses will come here, and you can revive it and thrive and make money in your business that you're doing now, just using the tools of this company, OnPassive. And on top of that, every time you use the tools, you get paid a commission from that too. I don't know anywhere else that does that. And I tell you, when you go in, they have a product now called OCONNECT. And you look at it and it's a dashboard off Star Trek, okay? Now, I know people get scared of technology and AI and, oh my God, you know, we're going to be taken over. That's not what's up. This was designed with very high technology, but made very simple, which means it's even higher technology. If you could take something very high technology and make it simple enough for my grandmother to do it, you've done something big. And that was designed that way on purpose. They want it good for average person, to the single person, to a Fortune 500 company anywhere in the world. And the last thing I want to say, and everybody's going to cover all the mess that I left. Here's what was said. I believe it was by, I'm not sure who said it, doesn't matter, they'll know. If you don't find a way to make an income while you sleep, you will work until the day you die. I want to tell you something. I've heard this from 20 years ago. if you need to have multiple streams of income, go to a hardware store and go to the pipe department, look at all the faucets on the sink. That's OnPassive. It has 50, 60, 70. It'll have many, many streams of income coming to you. And you can actually be an affiliate of OnPassive. You don't have to bring in a business. It is a business. So it's a win-win. I recommend very highly. I even tell people, I don't care who you find in OnPassive, join them. It doesn't have to be me. I could care less. No joke. Get in and find out for yourself, because the main thing is you get 3 free products and you don't have to buy anything. You could try it out. You don't like it, leave. That's how confident they are on what they have. I'm going to stop right there before I hurt myself, and you guys can take it from here.
Thank you, Marty. That gives us a good footing, a good starting point. So, Robin, take it away. What are your thoughts on this?
That wasn't part of the pact, Andy.
I know.
Marty, that was excellent. You're giving us a good, well-rounded understanding of what OnPassive is and what it's all about, and where so many people are in the world of business when they've tried to do something online and how they've tried to build a business. When we walk, we don't look at our feet usually. We don't look straight down. We look 3 or 4 feet ahead. That's what people who are in business usually do as well. They're not looking at anything and everything right in front of them. They are always looking ahead for various reasons, for product improvement, quality, upgrades, updates. They're looking for products to find, to source. They're looking for all sorts of reasons why they do this. You know, better compensations, better plans, better ways of bringing people in. A good business person also listens. So yes, you want to tell them about what you've got. Yes, you want to jump in and say, I've got the solution that will solve all your problems. Listen. Let the others speak. If somebody's in OnPassive, you already know what you've got. So you don't need to trip over yourself to hear your own voice again, especially if you're looking to help other people in business. You want to listen. You want to ask them questions. What are their challenges currently? We've just been through a huge pandemic that has affected people at all different levels all around the world. What are people struggling with? What are people looking for to help their businesses? Are they wanting out of their business? Are they wanting another type of business? So listen to what people say and ask some strategic questions. The one thing that you could be absolutely confident and sure about with OnPassive is that we are not destroying other companies. We have similar products. We have parallel products in terms of what they are called, in terms of what they will do as a base level starting point. But OnPassive has taken it up to the next level. It's gone up 2, 3, 4, 10 notches from where most of the products are currently. And those of us in OnPassive know this, the cost and the value of these products is going to be less than what is currently on the marketplace. So you want to be listening to what people are complaining about out there in their other areas of work. And once they've sort of exhausted themselves or they've stopped the sales pitch to you, you can turn around very simply and confidently and say, I do have an amazing company and business that I am a part of. And I believe the tools, after everything I've heard you talk about and mention, I believe the tools that we have will in fact be able to help you. And in a few minutes, Collins is going to help us and describe what some of these certifications and what the quality levels are that OnPassive has already. That if you're out there in the marketplace and you're already culling different products from different resources and different software companies, etc., and you've pulled these all together, you've already looked and are aware of some of these certifications that OnPassive has now and will continue to improve upon and increase, that will cover the gamut of everything in the online business, definitely in the brick and mortar business, but in the artificial intelligence and anything to do with that type of related business and industry. If you know teachers, if you know homemakers who have handicrafts who want to teach and share with other people, if you know people with home-based businesses, self-created or affiliate marketed and linked to other companies, you want to be listening to what they are saying and how they're saying. If they're proud of their product and what they have, they're going to want to share those with people. And this is where, as an example, the traffic, you'll have options, and it will be real targeted traffic that you'll be able to click a few boxes when you set up the system for it, and you'll be able to choose whether you want the traffic to be local, because there's certainly no point in sending traffic on the other side of the world for a restaurant that is in the middle of a field outside in the state or the province or the area that you live. Nobody's going to come from the other side of the world, certainly not with the initial set of traffic that you're purchasing. So you'll be able to target exactly what you want, and you'll be able to increase the attendance, the awareness of what you have. On the other hand, if you do have a company, or you are part of a company, or you own a company that has got global connections already, then you're going to want to use those part of that traffic anyway to promote what you've got, because you believe it, you know it, it's legitimate, it works, to other parts. And again, the targeted traffic, by clicking a few boxes, will set it up accordingly, that you will be able to reach those areas that you would like to be part of. But another product for consideration, and again, this is for people specifically who are not part of OnPassive right now, who are not familiar with our products, OCONNECT is a conferencing platform. So what does that mean? It means that you'll be able to have people come on and talk to them about your product or about your business. Let's talk about business. And you'll be able to do it, for instance, in multiple languages. You speak one language and they'll have an automatic translation for them to hear it in their language. Now, this is absolutely incredible. Companies who've got departments all around the world, and for the staff whose language and English may not be their first language, or in reverse of any other country wanting to discuss with English partners, this will be translated for them, and they will be able to get their points, their messages across in real time. How amazing is this? For those countries, for those people involved with education, Academy is coming soon, and how exciting to be able to get a proper, good, qualified degree, a real, legitimate degree, without having all the expense that one has to put out to send a child, a student, to another country to go to a well-vetted, highly respected university. What about if those universities are actually offering some of their degree courses online through OnPassive? And therefore, the cost of these is so much less because they can actually study from home. They don't have to go out into another country. The parents don't lose sleep out of concern, first of all, getting the money together to send the child off to the university, but also for the expenses, also for where they are, the big city life, etc., etc. So a lot of these things are happening, and they're going to be coming forward fast and furious. Another product, ONET, as an example, is our social media platform. It's our social platform. So if you've got family in another country, in another city, state, for that matter, down the block, around the corner, and you want to talk to them on a safe platform where nobody else can come in and eavesdrop, take pictures, cause potential challenges, threats, or endanger anybody, again, you've got an opportunity here within OnPassive. So I'll end up here so that Collins can also speak. We'll probably do a couple of rounds with all of this. But when you know what you have, it is so easy to have a conversation with people because it keeps going and you feed off each other. But we want to help those who are in OnPassive understand just how wide an opportunity and how wide the field is for people not in OnPassive to have assistance for their businesses through our products and through our company. Thank you both. Collins, I'll send it over to you.
One of the things I love about this, I mean, we've got 4 people on here, and all 4 of us have a totally different background, right? There is nothing in common with the 4 of us, with the backgrounds that we have, and yet this business is something that can make every single one of us successful. So Collins is the specialist, he's the expert, so I'll let him do some talking, and then I want to say a few words as well. So go on, Collins.
I just want to thank Robin, and Marty, you guys have just like split OnPassive open, and I just believe and hope that those who are listening, please, even if not share it, watch it again, just listen to what they have said. It's massive. OnPassive is really massive. But as Robin said, I just want to touch on the certification and accreditation, which we OnPassive just acquired. This is really, really huge. Some other people will say, why should they be certified? We said OnPassive is a global IT company, but why do they really need certification to operate, or do they need accreditation or stuff like that? One of the things I want to say is, yes, they do. Every IT company, to be trustworthy, you need to be certified. You need it. There is just no way, and Mr. Ash Mofara knows this very well. He is taking us to the right direction. When he comes out and said, we are certified by Cisco, we are accredited by CompTIA, CompTIA, and then we have the ICANN, accreditation. That is massive, because when you talk about Cisco is one of the best company, leading company in networking and security infrastructure. They have hardware and software. Cisco is massive, and they do training as well, a lot. So for a company like that to certify you is massive, because individuals have their certification and company too must be certified. You look at certification very well. Say you're talking about B2B. All right, let's look at JITEC. When we have the JITEC event in Dubai, those who were going there were companies, Lord. And I remember Mohammed Nazar talk about 300 to 400 companies. They have that interview where they will come in trying to find out about OnPassive. These are companies. So when they walk into the door of OnPassive and OnPassive is not certified or has no accreditation, what would they do? They'll just walk away, because one, they don't even trust you. Though it's a massive company, so they still have but why are we not seeing something? But when you are certified, what happens? All the companies want to come to you. They always say those who are certified, they don't lack job, because you can have the experience, you can have all the degrees and everything put together, but if you are not certified, nobody will ask you any question. The next thing they'll ask in IT, put your degree. They'll tell you, Collins, are you certified? No, we don't have anything to do with you, but you need certification. Forget about the experience you have, or you will be really low paid in the rank. If you even get the chance because of your experience, you will not even hit the mark compared to those who are certified. And look at OnPassive coming to the world. Certification, yes. A company comes into OnPassive, look on the wall, because most companies, they always frame it and put it on the wall. So a director or CEO walk into OnPassive 10 and say, certified by what? Cisco. They look at everything. Say, wow, this is it. Already there and there is that confidence build. They know what they are doing is right. It means they are the software they are building is of the agreed standard. Because if you get it, they know this person can deliver more than the standard or above the standard, the required standard they are looking for. So they can look at it and say, yes, this person can deliver in network and security. OnPassive can deliver to that standard agreed by Cisco. They look at the next one. We're talking about CompTIA, which is the body of IT, IT companies. You can deliver to that. They look at domain, say, yes, you can deliver, because it's just like trust building. They give you the confidence, and to get it is not easy. It's not just one day you walk in. It means they have come into OnPassive, checked everything, check their security infrastructure, check the networking, check everything that is required. And say, okay, we can certify you now. We know whatever you will build will be of the standard that is required. You know, and all of these things is just building. What will happen? Lots of companies will come in because they want to do business with you. That is the trust. That whatever you do, the trust is already there. So certification is massive, it's huge. And when Ash said that, Ash was really happy. I said, this is it. And he said, there are more to come because you need to get all of those certifications. And what will happen in the long run? OnPassive can start to certify based on what they will do. You know, they can start to certify other companies because you build that reputation right up there, and then you get the requirement for you to start to certify other companies and other maybe individuals, those who want to work. We are talking about all domain, data center coming. Remember, data center, if OnPassive complete everything, complete the big data center, they need to train data center administrators. Like the way Amazon, they have AWS, cloud service, all of those for giving, all of those working for different company. So it will create job. What will happen? OnPassive will certify them. He said, my certification is from OnPassive. Like the way you have Microsoft certification, you have Microsoft Azure, you have Amazon certified. OnPassive too will certify you. And that is how they build. By getting it, reach a standard, and they can say, yes, we build this architecture and design, we can certify you because we know you will work based on our standard, the required standard that OnPassive required. You know, that's the beauty about OnPassive, that Mr. Ashmufra is not leaving any stone unturned, putting everything together to make sure there is longevity of OnPassive and everything is just running smoothly because of everything that they are doing behind the scene. And some of them we don't even know. So I will leave it there, Andy. Take it over.
Thanks, Collins. Listen, I want to kind of simplify this from my own perspective, because as many of you know, I'm not exactly technically minded. So, and my background is numbers, finance. So I want to kind of make this a little bit easier. So I got into this business because my understanding was it was a done-for-you system. So what we have is we have a company that has created a suite of digital products. I don't know how they work. I don't need to know. Now, some of these products I will use, and over time, there's an awful lot of these products I would never use. But basically, and in simplistic terms, we have an online shop. Being an affiliate of OnPassive, we set up our own online shop. Now, when we have the websites and ODomain coming on board, because again, OnPassive is accredited with ICANN, which enables us as affiliates to offer website addresses to others, a bit like GoDaddy. That's the easiest way I can explain it. So at that point, OnPassive's AI technology will build all of us that are affiliates our own websites, so that we start to brand ourselves. Now, what's also going on in the background is that they are going to be able to drive traffic to that website. They close the sale and they deal with all the customer support, but that customers then order product. But hold on a minute, I've got another 20, 30, 40 products coming online in my online shop, and that one customer then says, I like that one too. I'm going to buy that one. Now he's got 2 products. So I've got 2 streams of income from the same customer, because a lot of these products may well be paid monthly, quarterly, half yearly. Some will be an annual payment, a bit like a domain name is now, be an annual payment. But let me give you an example. We've been blessed to have used OCONNECT, our video conferencing platform, since April last year. And the cost of that is $125 a month. paid on a quarterly basis, $375 for 10,000 attendees. Okay, there will be other packages coming out, but 10,000 attendees. Our nearest closest rival's the wrong word. The nearest closest company to us that charges $6,500 a month to have 10,000 attendees. Ours is $375 a quarter. So in simplistic terms, I'm going to have lots of customers that are going to buy or pay for a video conferencing platform that's far superior to anything else out in the market. And Robin mentioned auto translation. You know, you've got companies with employees around the globe, and some of them don't speak a common language. So if you're dealing with guys in Japan and you're in English and you don't speak Japanese and they don't speak English, how do you deal with it? Well, I know one particular company that currently has to send an interpreter out to Japan in their offices so that they can hold a meeting, and the interpreter then has to interpret what's being said both ways. So in English, he then interprets into Japanese, and Japanese he then interprets back to English for the guys in the UK. Now that is a pain, but the video conferencing platform will have that as an automatic, yeah, and in real time. So that's a money saving in its own. So we're looking at this company setup. So for an individual, an affiliate, they build us a website. They drive traffic to the website, specific targeted traffic, I hasten to add. Close the sale, deal with all the customer support, but pay us for every customer that buys a product. And we're going to have a suite of over 50 products that are digital, and undoubtedly there will be other products come on board that will be physical as well. But right now, that's in simplistic terms what it would do for an individual. Now, from a company perspective, it changes everything as well. So, Robin, would you like to give us your idea, if you like, of how it might benefit companies?
Absolutely. We are in 220 countries. We have millions of potential customers, including local and global customers. So why would you not want to at least take a look at this? I can get really, really excited because I know what I was doing before and I know what I couldn't do before. But when you're also looking at people with disabilities, when you're looking at the indigenous people in the different countries around the world, when you're looking at legitimate business owners who are looking for assistance, who are looking for a way to get their product, their culture, some form of work out there that they are doing. What a beautiful platform to be able to set up your website, set up a group within the OnPassive ecosystem with these products, and talk about it. And talk about it legally, legitimately, with love and joy in your heart, without having to put any pressure on yourself or on anybody else by talking dollars and cents all the time. You're going to have banners, you're going to have whiteboards, you're going to have push buttons, you're going to have all sorts of opportunities to promote without even promoting and having to say anything in the context, as an example, of OCONNECT. You put your website up there, you put a message up there, you've got a banner running, people can see what's going on. You are free to talk. And to be able to record this and keep this on file and keep this in a file that you can then bring out and share with other people at different times without you, if you cannot be there yourself. You can run the first step of anything. You can run a whole program on anything through the recordings. I'm not saying that you want to step away all the time, because so much of what we do is so valuable and so important for the people interaction, the connections that we have. We don't want to become so isolated in life and in our own worlds that we don't talk to people, that we have nothing to do with others. And business is one of those things. But if you do have the tools that will make certain things easier, and you can pre-plan, pre-program for messages to go out, for posts to go out. I mean, goodness gracious me, that's going to help me tremendously. I can barely remember one day from the next sometimes. So to be able to talk about something and know that I can run it on autoplay or auto message, things like that. These are tools that are going to help me, but they're going to help other people as well. Our CEO created OnPassive with tools and platforms that he would be using himself and that he has used himself. He's actually just made all of this so much bigger because he had these products. He had these tools, these types of platforms when he was out there in the world. And he turned around and he said, as Marty said earlier, how do I bring other people with me into this? Well, the only way he could do it was to create it himself. And that's exactly what he's doing. That's how OnPassive has come to being. And so we in turn can share this with others. No pressure. Come in, take a look around. If you don't like it, don't click on another button again. Eventually it will disappear of its own accord. But people say to me, well, I don't want to put in my email address. Well, I'm going to maybe challenge, certainly question why somebody wouldn't do that when they do it so frequently on platforms that they've just seen something that's grabbed their attention. And the only way to get more information is to put your name, sometimes your phone number, and sometimes more details, and an email. What you've done now is create a database for somebody else to have your information that they can either put together and sell, or they will keep sending you messages. And sometimes to unsubscribe from some of these things is very difficult. You've got to give reasons why you want to unsubscribe. You've got to find it and put your email address back in again for the one that it just goes on and on. That is not OnPassive. You have the choice, you have the control to come in, to take a look around, to attend webinars, to read the notes, to see what's going on, if you want to. And if you don't want to, that's fine. And it's not an arrogance that we're saying this from. It is a true freedom, probably for the first time in a very, very long time in the business world, that we can talk about something without having to pressure others into selling, purchasing, marketing, and otherwise being involved in something. And that, for me, having had an accident, having had to completely re-educate myself, take a look at life, see what I could do, has been a game changer for me. I used to be an international tour director on luxury cruise ships. I traveled around the world. So when I heard that OnPassive was involved in and with 200 countries, that excited me. I know that this number exists because A, I've visited most of them, and B, I was with people from those countries. The fact that we have a platform that's going to be able to translate into the major languages to begin with, and more languages being added later, again intrigues me because I used to speak more than one language. I lost that through the accident. I used to do the presentations, and they were recorded and they were played back on board the ship at different times, obviously, but they were a sales tool to help the customers and the guests on board the ship make plans for their next ports of call. Well, I now have a choice. If I wish to continue that type of scenario and talk about different places to go to in the world, I can record those with the products of OnPassive, put them on a file, and other people can go to them when they join the group that I might have to do this with. And they can listen to me and turn me off whenever they want to. So it's, I'm already seeing things here that I can resonate and understand that will benefit me in what I used to do. 20 years later, after an accident that I thought I would never, ever find something else to be able to enjoy again. In addition to that, I have met the three wonderful gentlemen who were on today with me, as well as hundreds and thousands of other people that I've received messages of love and support, encouragement, through my talking, through my coming and starting and attending and being part of the webinars and the lives, and so many other people that I've helped behind the scenes in different aspects, I have learned to do things again. My disabilities have become my abilities again. And I'm so grateful. I am grateful to Ash. I'm grateful to OnPassive, but I'm also grateful to my family and to myself for having that courage to take the step forward as well. And sometimes I'll tell you the truth, it was actually a boot in the backside and it was, come on, you're going to try it. But the support and the love was always there. And what I've received from those here in OnPassive has been phenomenal as well. Now, the reason for telling you this is because I want you to understand, if you are a business owner out there, the support that you will garner and receive from the people in OnPassive, like-minded trade and profession to you, and maybe completely different, will be able to understand and find a way of connecting with you, but you need to reach out first. And if somebody talks to you about OnPassive and you say, no, 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 right now, that's fine. To me, that means not yet. Because OnPassive is going to be known more and more around the world. It's going to be more visible in the countries around the world. And one day you may turn around and say, oh, I think I heard about that from somewhere. I don't know who it was, and it really won't matter at that point either. But you will suddenly want to take a look at what OnPassive is and the products and the platforms that we have. And we will welcome you at any time to join us, take a look and ask questions. And we're that excited about what we have, who we work with, who we interact with, because we're not working. I'm not working for OnPassive. I don't work for it. I don't work for the other members in OnPassive, the other affiliates. It is a joy, I can say that honestly, truthfully, to be able to talk to people with like-minded understanding of the company and what we have, but also to get to know them on an individual, personal basis. And that's what we should all be doing for those people that we like in OnPassive as well as for those who are outside of OnPassive. Get to know them on a personal level. We've been so fortunate these 5+ years, and whenever people have actually come into OnPassive, to learn about each other and why we joined OnPassive from the general understanding of it all. Yes, make money. Yes, learn about some new products. Yes, learn about an industry. But I think it's time that we also step out and get to know each other personally. And you don't have to do that with everybody, but do it with people that you resonate with. Do it with people that you find you've got a heart that resonates together, and find things that you're going to want to move forward and do. Because there's some amazing people in this company and in what we are doing, and there's some incredible people outside of OnPassive who haven't had a chance to join us yet, and they will be. And it'll be so wonderful when they do.
Thanks, Robin. That's brilliant. Collins, I wanted you to kind of give your version or your thought process on how this starts to help businesses, because you know, I know you're entrenched very much in the software side, and the company that you're working with at the moment does something called specific targeted traffic, which is what OnPassive is going to kind of specialize in. So what are your thoughts on you know, how OnPassive is going to be able to help with the tools and products that we've got to these other companies?
Yeah, so that's really good. Just want to thank Robin for, you know, for explaining a lot of things. When Robin was like talking, I was just like listening, and a lot of things came in my mind. You know, when we look at what companies are looking for out there, they are looking for products and services that are cost effective and time saving. If your product is not cost effective and it's not time saving, nobody will look. Nobody will even come for it, because they don't want to waste time. If you remember, we look at the business atmosphere now, especially when you work in a place where you develop software. The first thing the customer wants, is it cost effective? Yes, we will go for it, because they want really cheap product, but of high quality. the cheap doesn't mean you give them low quality. You must build it up to the standard which they are looking for, because they need something that will do exactly what they are looking for. And then the product must be time saving. Time saving means it must be simple. So if you look at OnPassive, the way the structure is it time saving? Yes, single sign-on. So you log in once and you can navigate, you can use all the products within the ecosystem as if you're just using one product. OMail is a standalone product. ONET is a standalone product. You know, all of OCONNECT, all of those products are really heavy applications, but how they do it, they put it in one bundle, like in one house, and give you one key to open it, and then you can navigate all the products as if they are just one product totally, but it is not. It's just different products integrated together. Most companies will like it because, one, it is time saving. How many times do you work, like Robin is here, Andy, you're there, you know, you work in a lot of places where you have too many passwords, you know, because you have to log onto this application, then log out, log onto this. Sometimes you go on holiday just for 1 week, you come back, you forgot majority of the password. You need to call support. Please, I've forgotten my password. Can you reset it? And sometimes they don't have time. You know, it takes time for them to even reset your password because they have priority work. What they are doing is of priority. Maybe the director will tell them, no, do this first before you reset password. Password is always the least of their job. So now OnPassive is coming and say, you know what, let's take that hassle away. Let's just give something simple where you just have your password, you go in, done, you are in. Most companies will come for that because they love it. Now you talk about cost effective. You know, it is very good value for money, because if you look at the quality of the product and the pricing, a lot of companies will dive in, because we're talking about now where companies are closing. They are really burned because of what? Because of the cost of most of the digital products. There are a lot out there, but they are not really good. But if you look at the pricing, let's think about Google Analytics. How much is Google Analytics per year? 150,000. A month is 12,000. I think 12,500 US dollars a month. Think about that. That's a lot of money. Look at HP product. I did an analysis for HP when we wanted to buy product for a company. HP is the most expensive product you can think of when it comes to companies that use most of their products, especially for software and to build software. It is really expensive. Most companies don't go for it because, no, it's good, but why should I pay for this? Why is there a lot of better quality products and it's more affordable for us and can still do the same thing that HP is doing? So most companies will go. So if you look at OnPassive, you know that this is a place for companies where companies that are really struggling, they can come in. You know, it will cut all of the pricing, you know, because the price is really affordable. So when you are strong as a company, you need to turn to OnPassive. Look at it. Take a look. Video conferencing platform is okay. Like Andy, we talk about Zoom, 6,000, 10,000 participants, 6,500. How much do we get for 10,000? Look at the price, 10,000 participants. I wouldn't have even believed this. You know, sometimes when Ash talk about the price, you said, no, let's wait, because you're thinking about that. I said, okay, maybe it'll be half the price because Zoom is giving for 6,500, 10,000 participants. And you cannot even compare Zoom and OCONNECT. But they still turn around and give you for something that we don't even want to say it. But when you come in, you look at the price for 10,000. That was just a giveaway. You know, so to tell you that the way OnPassive is designed, Mr. Ashmufra just want to bless others, just to show, you know, the world that there is a better way to do business. You don't need to rip people off, but you can give something to people and you can still grow. You know, OnPassive can still grow with that. Mr. Ashmufra have just shown that software don't need to be so expensive. You can still grow effectively without being, you know, doing a lot of, you know, putting too much price, because people, when people look at products, they say, my goodness, IT products are too expensive. Lie. This actually have proved it. So most companies would dive into OnPassive, not like OnPassive is coming to, you know, push or just destroy other business. No, OnPassive has just built a platform, a platform. Sorry, Andy. So OnPassive just built a platform for others, for other companies to come and strive. Companies that are struggling, they will dive into OnPassive because the products are just cost effective and it's of high value, so they can save more money. And then what will happen? Those maybe employee where the company were thinking like, let's make them redundant. What will happen? They will have their job. Their job will be there. So OnPassive will even save more jobs for other companies because they will not go bust. The company will not go redundant because of money, lack of money. Then now OnPassive is giving them that product and services for them to survive. So I don't see any reason why company will not take a look into OnPassive. So it's just a lot within OnPassive.
Absolutely, there's so much that we could go into. The companies that make money provide solutions, and OnPassive is already providing solutions to industries, and as Collins has mentioned, not only to save money, but to provide products that are far superior to what else is available currently on the marketplace. And there are some of the products and tools that we have within our ecosystem right now that are free, where other companies charge for those products. So things like a URL trimmer, for instance, ours is customizable, so you can, customize your links. But the likes of Bitly and TinyURL, etc., charge a monthly fee to be able to use this, whereas ours is free. And Collins has already mentioned about the situation with regard to Google Analytics and the fact that they charge $12,500 a month to use Google Analytics. Now, we already know that the product that we have, or OTRACKER, has far more features than Google.
And then there were two Collins.
Andy has just been put out.
I think he'll be back in a minute.
Yes, Andy's back.
Oh, and away I go. Yeah. I'm not hey guys, so apologies for that. But things like Google Analytics, our product has far more features than Google Analytics. But this potential problem that's been solved is not just the products. It's this single sign-on scenario. As Collins mentioned earlier, you have to sign out of one, sign into another, sign out of one, sign into another, sign out of one, and so on for each product that does these things. And that's just, if you like, within an HR management system. You've got an accounts package, so you sign out of one and you sign into the accounts package. You've got a package for recruitment, and you sign out of that one and sign into another one. It's annoying and time consuming and costly, and a lot of these packages cost a fortune to be able to make use of. So I know a myriad of different companies just from the financial services industry that could make a fortune just using what we've got. What we have to do is to make sure that we share the news. It's as simple as that. And Robin's mentioned this earlier. We don't sell to anybody. We simply share the details. So, Robin, give us a final. I know we've been going for an hour, but and it's not just you that talks a lot, so don't worry, sweetheart. But we just wanted you to give us a final rundown of your thoughts before we close tonight.
Absolutely. I know I'm in wonderful company when it comes to talking, especially about OnPassive, just because it's that simple to really do when you know it, when you respect it, when you understand it. a couple of things, if I may. The OES, the OnPassive ecosystem, is available to everybody to see when they actually create their OMail login details. So that is something that's very special. It is also like a vault for us. It's a special key that holds, well, the secret to getting into the back office, as it were. But you only get in there, and anybody and everybody can get in there when they create their OMail to enter. And different back offices will be available and be showing for a customer affiliate or a founder affiliate. There are certain things that are a little bit different, but we will also be seeing the different products, the different information, and it will all be back there for everybody. The other thing is, please don't worry, and this is for both those who are with OnPassive already and also those who are looking at OnPassive. There are 8 billion people in this world. Now, look at the people who are actually using internet services, online services and AI and other things combined. You're still looking at approximately 4 billion people around the world. So if your neighbor doesn't want to talk to you because maybe you've talked to them about some other businesses before, you know what? Don't push it. Don't make enemies out of this. OnPassive has got a good name around the world. So accept it and work with it accordingly or not. You don't have to push this. You don't have to build a business if you don't want to. We're talking to the business owners who are there already, who are looking for tools to increase what they have, to improve what they have, to spend less on what they have for better product at greater value. That's what OnPassive is all about. That's the message that you want to share about OnPassive at this point. And yes, there are going to be a lot more products coming, but that's where we start now, because that is the truth. And there is absolutely no need to exaggerate or create, embellish, or otherwise twist anything and make OnPassive bigger than what it is in anybody's books, because it's big enough already. And as I've said before, people do not know what an iceberg looks like. They do not know what a desert looks like for the most part. One grain of sand of a desert is really where OnPassive is at right now. I've had the privilege, the joy, the experiences of being in 3 different deserts. So just be aware of that fact. And the other thing that's important, and this is something that really gets to me. Sorry, Andy, I'm taking a moment longer than maybe what you anticipated.
No, you carry on.
But there has been a fad now that has been adopted by so many businesses and companies and industries, and that is to jump on some form of humanitarian give back program. They're doing it in some cases, and again, these are my opinions. This is what I've heard. This is what I'm listening to. I'm not embellishing something that has happened within OnPassive or elsewhere. This is what I hear with the news. This is what I listen to people who work for these different companies, the frustration, the disappointment, the disillusionments. And companies have adopted, in some cases, humanitarian charities, other give back suggestions and scenarios through pressure, whether it's industry pressure, whether it's through employee pressure, other peer group pressures. And it could be as simple as their own children or grandchildren have come home from school talking about a project that they're doing through the school systems, because the children are doing a lot of things to move things forward, to move these types of charities and helping endeavors forward. And they could be easily turning around and saying to their parents or grandparents, and what are we doing? What are you doing? So there are a lot of different ways that people are starting to think about helping other industries, helping other businesses, helping other people, helping other countries. And OnPassive started with that right up front. That was not an afterthought. That was not well, we've got to do this first, make some money. No. We have already stepped out and we've already helped in areas of the world. And we have a whole platform that is going to be dedicated to helping in that area. And it will come forward in due course. Right now, it's working quietly behind the scenes. But this is the sort of thing that you can be proud of. You know, we are part of this already. And if this is where your heart goes, if this is something that you want to be part of in a bigger way, then you know that you've got that option, that opportunity within OnPassive already. And if you are a business looking for a humanitarian reason or a platform to be able to bring forward something that you want to do, whether it's yours, whether it's following on something that OnPassive is doing, these are win-win-win situations. All right? The other thing too is that OnPassive does not recreate the wheel in some instances. So I saw earlier in the comments that somebody was saying, you know, why don't we get our own search engine? There's a very good one out there. Google is excellent right now. And Ash has even said it as well. There's no need at this point in time to invest time, money, and services, you know, and put it into that when it's a very good one right now. So he's not out there to destroy. He's not out there to overtake. He's not out there to bump anybody else off what they are doing and to eliminate them. But through the natural progression, I guess, of better value, higher quality products, more accessible, that is where people who are using something else, who decide to take a look at what OnPassive has to offer, will ultimately make up their own mind without any pressure from anybody, nor should there be any pressure. The facts will speak for themselves, the products will speak for themselves, the cost will speak for themselves and for itself. And from that, the decisions will be made of who joins us. And these companies, these other wonderful companies, have helped all of us to this point. Many of them are going to stay in business. We're not trying to put anybody out of business. We don't want that to be the source and the reason for doing anything. And Ash, our CEO, has said that from the very beginning. And that is something that I can get behind as well. Because I don't want to take away from somebody else to empower somebody else, but for someone else to lose and to be left behind. That to me is not the object of any exercise. So, gentlemen, I thank you both for having me on here. This has been wonderful. I think what you do on this platform is incredible. I think more people should come here, ask questions, send you questions that you can answer, or have a panel of people ask, and answer as well. I think your demeanor, your way of speaking is so understandable, and I just appreciate both of you. And thank you for having me here with you again.
Thanks. Thank you, Robin. It's great to have you on board. I like the combination of us two, because I'm the simplest or the simplistic version, and Collins gets into the nitty gritty because he's the analyst and the software engineer. So that's great. Anyway, any final comments from you, Collins, before we close?
Yeah, I just like the point where Robin answered the question about the person who asked about search engine. Like Robin said, we don't need to build, OnPassive don't need to build search engine because it's already there. But remember, every product that we build, search engine is not only Google now, YouTube is search engine. So it's just exactly what are you looking for. OCademy will be search engine. A lot of people don't know, because that is online study application. You go and you search for what you want to study. The platform is there. It's all right. I want to study maybe fishing. You go to OCademy. You want to Academy. So it's just like other, like Udemy, Pluralsight, all that. That's online study application, which will be a search engine. What about our marketplace? OCommerce, OMaD. You search for something you want to buy. That's a search engine. Like Amazon. People don't know Amazon is a search engine, because you go and search for what you want to buy. So now the IT is really growing. Everything that is coming now can be a search engine. Doesn't have to be Google search. Before Google came, there was Internet Explorer was there. People used to go through Internet Explorer to search for something. Then Google, if you want to search for Google, you go through Internet Explorer and put www.google.com. Google pop up. Then they make it as a standalone product, make their own Google application or hardware, put Google stuff in. Remember, every product is OnPassive. Whatever you will see, can become a search engine, because you just go, it's a platform where you go and search for something. So I just want to leave it there.
Thank you, Collins. One of the questions that popped up: what have we done humanitarian wise already? And I think the best way to answer that question is simply to say to you, look, go on to the official OnPassive YouTube channel, and you'll see the things we've done in India and in Turkey after the earthquake. So that kind of answers that question nicely. As I said before, I love the simplicity of this business, but I also love the fact that there is no top. You know, if I want to earn $1 million a month, I have that capability with this company, and I've never found that before. I've tried many things over the years, and as Marty has said before or earlier on, you know, a lot of these things you had to pay a certain amount each and every month to get in. Well, I did that, but I found it very hard to what they class as recruit. Well, we don't have to do that here, which is good. Now, if the products are exceptional and above market value, then people will buy these anyway. And as I said, I love the fact that we've got this simplistic system that says, I've got this online shop. OnPassive is going to drive people to this online shop. They're going to close the sale for me, and they're going to pay me a commission. Now, if I want to really get involved, now I'm going to start finding new, you know, potential customers, and with that, I can then find potential customers for OCONNECT initially. But as I said, once the other products come on board, that customer that's taken OCONNECT may then look at it and go, I want that one and that one as well. So now I've got 2 or 3 incomes from that one customer. And a lot of these become a monthly income. So you build a residual income. Now, I'm going to leave you with this thought. In the UK, the average pension in the UK works out at roughly $1,000 a month. It's about £800 a month. Now, you know, that doesn't equate to an awful lot. And I can tell you guys, my bar bill's higher than that. I certainly don't want to retire on £800 a month. So anyone looking for a secondary income or a takeover income because of, you know, listen, guys, I don't want to do my main job anymore. I would far rather just be able to do OnPassive every day. And we are very, very close to that point based on what's going on at the moment. So thank you for joining us, everybody. Really pleased you could do that. Please share and like and subscribe to our channels. I know everyone uses Comforts, but Collins and I have also got a channel, and it'd be really good to see some of you guys use that one instead of just Comforts. But Robin, thank you so much for joining us today. Really enjoyed that. And Collins, thanks as usual. So guys, see you later.
Take care, everybody. Bye.